Alright, this is how I mix vocals like Kankan. I started listening to Kankan last year, I think, and I wanted to make a preset similar to him, so I did. I'm gonna teach you how to make it. Alright, for this song, I have two layers. I have the Kankan layer that I made, and then also a background layer that I just use personally. Sounds pretty cool. Alright, so first off, we have the limiter. Just make sure that it's loud enough and it cuts out certain vocals that you don't want, or like background noise that you don't want in your vocals. And it has a noise gate and everything else. Alright, next up we have auto-tune, which I'm using Entriz because it's the best one, and I have it turned up all the way. The retune speed is 0 and the flex tune is 0, which means there's like as much auto-tune as physically possible, which is good. I like it, at least. It may sound robotic, but it sounds really good, and Kankan likes to use a lot of auto-tune in his vocals, and it sounds really dope. Next up, we have the compressor. It boosts your vocals to a certain amount, so it's loud enough, essentially. Next, I have this EQ. This EQ is also in my autumn video, I think, and it's using a lot of mixing presets. Alright, the next EQ, why is it, I don't know why it's so big. Essentially cuts out the lows and cuts out other frequencies that we don't want in our vocals. Like cuts out the very lows, and cuts out some of the highs right here that get too loud. And cuts out this one section right here, which I explained in the last tutorial video. I think it was the Lou video, but it's just like, it's a certain part of your voice which sounds bad when mixing, so you want to cut it out in most cases. Next, I have Soundgodizer as a saturizer. It essentially, after you cut out the frequencies of your voice that you don't want, you boost it so it sounds very nice and clean and loud, and you know. After that, I have Maximus as a de-esser, because sometimes if you don't mix vocals right, you can hear like the S's like like that, and it sounds bad. So this cuts it out essentially, and make sure that it doesn't happen. After that, I have another EQ. This is from the first preset that I edited, and it essentially just boosts the highs and cuts some of the lows out, similar to the first EQs. Lastly, I just added a convolver and a reverb. Convolver, if you don't know, is the ghost effect that a lot of rappers like to use. Summers uses it a lot, and it's kind of like a delay, but it's cooler in a way. And then just some regular reverb, and yeah, that's it. Alright, for the recording, I recorded two layers. I have one which is connected to the Kankan vocals, and a second one which is connected to the background layer. So the main one sounds like that, and you can hear the convolver in the back and the reverb and everything. And behind that, I have the layer like that, because it makes it sound more rich if you layer them. And on top of that, I added a ad-lib layer. Altogether, the layer or the vocals sound like this. Once you're done with everything, it should sound like this.
Exclusive. Shiro, what the fuck are you doing? You can't feel my page, working on setting back and it's stank. Yeah, I'm off like, yeah, I said right, yeah, you see a blood. Wait, so bitch, you think I'm cool, don't know what to fucking do, yeah. Young sharks, they go, 7 on Pro, 7 on J, 7 on my don't coach you, dang. Whoa, holla, Hawkeye, straight out the ace. Yeah, y'all ain't talking shit, cause they under me.